Welcome to my at-home studio, kind of. This is my kitchen table and I just put some canvas on it. And today we're gonna be copying a Pinterest, something we saw on Pinterest. So I saw these cups that are so cool. It's basically like, it's a cup, this is a mug, but it has like, insert photo here. That is what we are going to make today. So I have some clay. So this is great. You can do this at home and then you can bring this to your local pottery studio to get fired, or you can just make this with a clay that doesn't have to get fired and you just can't put it in the dishwasher. Get this slab out. So what we are going to do first is slice it. Give her a little cut down the middle. So I'm gonna take this. I'm going to try to make an even cut, but it won't be. Oops, and I moved. So it is definitely not even in the slightest. So now we have our slab and it's not even, which isn't good. So what we're going to do, and it's also quite wet, and we're gonna want this to be a little bit more leather hard. So I'm gonna roll out this slab using just like a wooden, and you wanna make sure you have canvas underneath so you can lift it up, otherwise the clay will get stuck. So you can see how the wood is absorbing the moisture, so that's good. And we're just gonna roll her out. Then we're gonna let her sit for a while just because we do want her to get leather hard, which means like it's not sticky to the touch. Like right now, like it's just a little bit wet and sticky, and we want her to not be so sticky. So when we put her together, when we use a slip to put her together, it'll hold the shape, because sometimes when it's too wet, it's just hard for her to hold shape. And then we're gonna take our rib. So this is a metal rib, and we are just going to smooth it out. So you can see from rolling it out that there are some, it's not that smooth. So what you wanna do with smoothing it out, the point of smoothing it out, is it also gets out any air bubbles, and then you'll just clean it off like that. So we're gonna use this cup that has my roommate's dog, Blossom. How gorgeous is she? So I'm just kind of gonna roll it and be like, okay, that's, we'll start up here. It's a little bit longer, how much I'll need. Okay, so like here, make a little mark. Like where is the longest part? Okay. I'm gonna go in with this tool. So it's like a knife, and I'm just gonna cut straight. So I am going to place a book just so I can keep that line as straight as I can. It's all about using what you have at home. That will make a big difference. It's not always about what's the fanciest. It's like, what do you have on hand? What can we use here? Great thing about clay is that it will wash off. If you get it on your clothes, if you get it wherever, it'll come off, don't worry. So what we need to do though, that's the hardest part, is wait. Now we have a slab, but we're gonna have to wait for it to get leather hard. So right now it's still like too sticky. And so this is how thick it is. It is really thick. This is really thick, but we're gonna keep it this thick because it is like decently even. You can see it's like pretty even. You can see, well, not really. It's like a little, it's not completely even, but we're gonna go with it anyway. But we need her to get a little bit harder. So we're just gonna let her vibe to the side. So I'm gonna put this down here. And then let's trace out our bottom. So then we have here our bottom cup. It's not like, you can see that it's a little bit too uneven, so we are going to smooth her out a bit. Now there are tools that you can get that would help you like know exactly how thick something is, but I just don't have them yet. Perfect. So then I'm just gonna trace her. Okay, and now I have my bottom. See that? So it's like the same size. And I'm just gonna peel her off, and there she is. So we're gonna use this as our base, and then we're just going to wrap this around it once it's the right size, or the right texture. So it'll end up looking like that. So we are going to use this tool, and we are going to score. This is the score part, and we are going to score the edges. So the way that glue works is you want both edges, all the sides, to be a little crusty, if you will, scored. We're gonna get the texture out with this tool, and we're just gonna scrape away the texture. And we are once again going to use this tool, and we are going to score. Just little scrapies right here. And now we are going to slip. So the slip is actually just clay and water, and it creates this like really thick texture. And we are going to just boop, boop, boop it a scoop. And it's kind of confusing how it works because it's like, well, why are you covering the grooves? But this is how you do it. We are going to just simply wrap it. around. And then we're gonna obviously cut these edges. I am going to slice it hopefully straight down. And then I'm going to do the same with this. And then obviously we will score and slip those two pieces together again. So now we score and slip the insides of here. Score, 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 score. And we slip in here and we just pinch it together like this. Kind of like seam it together with our hands. You just want to do the same on the inside. I'm just going to rub it out. And I'm going to use this just to keep it nice and like stable. Keep a shape for a little bit. And then I'm going to let it dry. So now we're just going to make sure that bottom edge is nice and seamed together. We're going to have to wait until this gets like kind of leather hard for me to pop it out so we can finish what we're gonna make. So now all we have to do is add the top part, so the baby lid. And we want it to be seamless with this. So what we're gonna do is flip it over and then we're just gonna trace it and make sure that it's the same exact size. And then we are gonna put a hole in the top. And then we're basically done. We're gonna let it dry and then we will paint it. And how cute is this cup? So we are scoring and slipping. Score, 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 score. And now we do the slip, slippity slip. Okay. And the great thing about pottery is if you make a mistake, you can always fix it. You can't beat yourself up for making mistakes. You know, it's art. We're just gonna make sure we have these edges nice and seamless. So now all we need to do is put the hole in there and wait for her to dry and then we'll paint her. I really like it actually. Let's put the hole in it and then we're done. And we're gonna let it rest. And we're just gonna make sure that these are seamless. Okay, cool. So I'm just eyeballing this to be the center. Where do I want the hole to be? Like that. But I wanna make the hole a little bit bigger than actually needed because again, it's gonna shrink. So I'm going to just score them. Maybe I have a better tool for this. And the tools you can get for pottery, you can get them like really cheap for like $10 on like Amazon for like a big pack of tools, which is what I do. So here we go, we did it. This is it. This is the cup without it being painted. It does look a little funny, but it is gonna be super cute once it's painted and it goes in the kiln. So I'm excited to show you the final product in next week's episode. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're a maker too, make sure you go to soon.com/seller so you can sell your amazing handmade products on Soon as well. Bye.